Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed your very long break. I certainly did, which is why I'm a little tired and thus a no makeup day. What up? My family and I went to Florida for like 4 days over break, and it was the first time Ellie got to see the ocean, so that was my highlight from spring break. All right, we are going to have a little mini statistics unit this week, and if that word scares you, don't worry. It kind of scared me at first, like how am I going to teach statistics? But it's going to be stuff that you've done before, and we're just going to build upon that. So finding the range, mean, median, and mode. We're going to go over some definitions first. I'm going to give you an example on number 1 of your assignment, and then the rest of the time will be yours to work on section 1 of that assignment. Just a reminder that that statistic assignment will be due a week from today, which would be April 19th. And you guys have 60 more days left until the end of the term, which really just means 60 more days until summer break. All right, so here are some definitions that'll help you out with our little statistics unit. Feel free to write these down. You'll notice that with each definition, there's like a bolded and underlined group of words. That would be like what you need to write down or the actual definition. The rest of them, like the examples, you can write down, but you don't have to really understand the definition. All right, so when we talk about data sets in this unit, that just means a group of numbers. So, for example, the number of sales in a day, the high temperatures in a week, or attendance. That could even be a data set or counting up the number of kids who were absent, tardy, and present that day. Statistics, that word just means that you're taking the information in that data set and making it into meaningful information like the averages or the high, the low, the range, so on and so forth. Speaking of the range, that just means that you're taking the largest number and subtracting the smallest number in that data set. And here's what that'll tell you. If the range is small, that means that there's a lot of similarities in those numbers in that data set. And if the range is really, really big, that shows that there's a lot of differences in that data set. And I'll show you how you would use that in the real world. The mean, you've probably heard it used as the average, and that's just when you add up all of the numbers in the data set divided by the number of values in that data set. All right, so we use average a lot in the real world. Here's where you might find range to be more useful. Let's say that I'm buying a house in a neighborhood and I have a certain budget. Like if I'm buying a house, like I can only spend so much. If the range of the houses for sale in that neighborhood is $1,000, that's a relatively small range when we're talking about the price of a house. So that means that there's very little differences in the price between all of the houses. So if I'm looking in that specific neighborhood and that range is small, I know that the price of one house is going to be pretty similar to the price of all the houses. The mean, on the other hand, if I'm buying a house in a neighborhood and the mean is like $100,000, that means that I could expect most of the houses to be close to that price, but it could also mean that I have houses that are like super inexpensive mixed in with houses that are really expensive, and then some that are somewhere in the middle near that 100,000. So the range is a little bit more specific than the average in some cases. Okay, so go ahead and open up that assignment posted on Google Classroom, statistics assignment. When you do, it should look something like this. Ta-da! You're just going to work on section 1, and there's only 5 questions in section 1. I'm going to go over number 1 with you, so that way you only have to do 4 by yourself. Okay, so number 1 says, what is the range of the following data set? This is the data set right here where it gives us the daily temperatures for Buffalo, Minnesota from April 12th to April 18th in 2020. So this is going to be a fun little comparison to see how much warmer we are this year versus last year, right? Okay, so remember for the range, I'm going to first find the highest number, which in this case looks like it's 61, and subtract it from the lowest number, which in this case is 26. And if I use my calculator to do that, I get 35. That's it. That's your answer. So finding the range is super easy. You don't have to do any analyzing or anything like that. We're going to do that at the very end. Just go ahead and find the range for number 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. See you later.